Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of space dramas and emotional roller coasters, then you're probably watching When the Stars Gossip just like me. Today we're diving deep into episode 8, and let me tell you, it's a mixed bag of emotions that'll leave you hanging by the end. Okay, so this episode throws viewers into a whirlwind of twists, turns, and unexpected moments. But like always, there's more than meets the eye. The opening scene? Well, it's a bit jarring. We kick things off with Ryong's parents discussing intimacy in space, which is funny, but definitely a little weird to begin with. It's not exactly the most graceful way to start, right? Now let's get into the good stuff. A daring rescue and a daring escape. One of the highlights of this episode is Eve's decision to defy orders and go on a daring spacewalk to rescue Ryong. She's got that intense sense of guilt and determination driving her. And honestly, I loved the suspense of it all. The tension was real. It had me on the edge of my seat, especially with Eve facing the risks of space like a true hero. But here's where it gets a little tricky. Sometimes the episode can't seem to balance the intensity. You go from gripping scenes of Eve fighting for her life in space to awkward comedic moments that just feel off. It doesn't quite match the high-stakes energy, and it kinda takes you out of the moment. Meanwhile, Ryong is stuck on the space station, all alone. Talk about isolation. The show really does a fantastic job showing just how mentally and emotionally draining it must be to survive in that kind of environment. Ryong's resourcefulness and determination shine through, but we don't really get enough depth with his character yet. There are some great moments, but I feel like there's so much more we could explore with him. And this brings us to a bit of an issue for me, the character development. Eve goes from this super harsh, almost cold persona to this passionate savior. It feels like there's a jump there that I didn't quite connect with emotionally, and Ryong, while resourceful, doesn't feel fully fleshed out. There's potential, but right now, it just doesn't feel quite there. Speaking of emotional impact, there's this subplot involving a lottery ticket and some awkward space sex discussions. I get it. They're trying to add some levity, but it honestly felt out of place in the middle of all this emotional tension. It was funny, but it didn't really help the story. It kind of pulls you out of that emotional connection with the characters. Despite these pacing issues and tonal inconsistencies, there are still some pretty intense moments that remind us why we keep watching. And that cliffhanger at the end? Oof. It's one of those moments where you can't help but want to know what happens next. The stakes are higher than ever, and I can't wait to see where the show takes us. So, what did you all think of episode 8? Was it a hit or a miss for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next review. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep watching and keep dreaming, because who knows what's out there in the stars.